Hey everybody, Bjorn Bear here, and I want to talk to you a little bit about the layers in Photopea. So right here I have a graphic, and this actually has multiple layers, and if you watched my one on selection and background, it'll look familiar. What you want to do is I'm going to click on layers over here, and it'll pop out with this right here. First of all, layers work from a top-down view. So if I click on my robot here and move it over the logo, you'll see that it's on top. And what I can do is I can actually rename it. So I just double clicked and I'm going to say robot. And then I'm also going to double click on layer 2, which is logo. So I've been able to also figure out which it is. Now I can click and drag and it changes the order. So now my logo is on top. I'm like looking down and I can see that my layers are there. It also allows me to turn on and off layers. So if you're trying to work on something, it allows you to bring these things together. So again, you can rename them, you can reorder them, and you can also show and hide them. Looking down here, there are some different tools in there. Obviously, you can delete, you can add a new layer, you can put layers in folders. Masking is very interesting, but I'm not going to go into that in this video, along with adjustment layers. Also very helpful, but not where we're going to go. What I want to do, though, is I do want to talk about this effects. So if I am going to just look at, let's say, this Edison robot thing, the logo, I'm going to click on effects. It has several different effects that I can go to. One of my favorite, obviously, is drop shadow. So once you do in drop shadow, it brings up this little window. Now from here, you can see I can change many different things. So here I've added a drop shadow. I can also click on, let's say, bevel and emboss, and I can turn on a bevel and emboss. I have to hit the checkbox right there. And again, I can play around with some of the settings from those. Contour. So it really gives some 3D effects that you can add to these. Stroke is an outside. So you can kind of take a stroke and bring it outside. There's inner shadows. I do think the color overlay, if you're trying to get something to be a solid color, works out really well. But as you can see, I took a very plain looking logo and gave it a really 3D effect just by using the layer effects. Other quick little ones is opacity. So you can, if you want to see through something, you can change the opacity, kind of creating a watermark. Okay, there's a lot more things that we can learn about layers. This is a very powerful tool, but for now, this is where I want you to start. Okay, thank you, and never stop learning.